Hey everyone, I'm Katie from Addicted to DIY, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made this abstract wooden wall art that you see behind me. It's super simple to make. All you need is a 2x6, a miter saw, and some wood glue. Several months ago, I built a project which was going to include all of these wooden blocks in it. After sanding and prepping them, I decided that it just wasn't going to work out the way I had planned, so I set them aside for later use. I finally came up with the perfect idea to use them, and that's what I'm going to be showing you how to do today. To get to the point where I am in this project, you're going to want to grab a 2x6 board and cut it into 1-inch pieces. You can use any species that you like. I happen to be using knotty alder for this that I had milled down into a 2x6 board. I began gluing all of the pieces together, alternating between the face grain and the end grain to give it a difference in height and texture. As I glued everything together, I tried to make sure that all of the edges stayed flush with each other and in a straight line. I glued 16 of the blocks together to make a complete row, then clamped them together and let the glue dry. I continued working on the remaining rows, gluing them together and then clamping them and setting them aside. In total, there's going to be 4 rows to make up this about 18-inch by 22-inch wall art. Once the glue was dry on each of the rows, I took the clamps off and started setting them up to glue. Unfortunately, I had gone a little too quick when I was gluing them up originally, so they weren't 100% flush, and I needed to go over to my table saw just to true them up. Over at my table saw, I used my crosscut sled to true up one edge of each of the rows. Once I was done with that, I set my fence and then just shaved off enough of the other side of the rows to make them completely flush. Back over at my workbench, I set up all of the rows in an alternating fashion, then I grabbed my wood glue and started gluing them all together. I realized while I was gluing that I didn't need to go vertical with the glue on those vertical pieces, so I ended up having to wipe some of that away, so make sure you don't make that same mistake that I did. Once everything was glued up, I clamped them together and then set it aside to dry. Once the glue was dry, it was ready for stain. I grabbed a can of Early American Stain by Varathane, though obviously you can use any color you like, or you can just leave it natural. I also was originally going to add a frame around the entire thing, but I decided that it would be a little too heavy looking with a frame around it, so I left it just as it is. I let the stain dry overnight before bringing it in the house to hang it on the wall. It fit perfectly in this blank space in between my front door and front window, and I'm so glad that I had the extra wood lying around and finally found a way to use it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video tutorial today. For more projects just like this one, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've also queued up a few other videos that I think you might enjoy. Thanks so much for watching.